Greetings. All right, let me not be humble about it. I finally got the Kagurabachi. My bad. That was out of pocket. But we got Kagurabachi Volume 1 in my hand. And of course, that's what we're going to talk about. Kagurabachi now in its. Still good. But now in its sophomore. Is that sophomore year of being out? We have some questions. Spoiler warning, if you haven't caught up to the recent chapter of Kagurabachi or you're not caught up, you can get off here. Let me just help you out now, because it's not going to help you. I'm just letting you know, I'm being generous, I'm being nice, I'm just trying to help you out. As I was saying, yeah, got my cards here, my script. Well, it's not even a script, it's just to keep me on track. Y'all know the deal. Do-rag, same shirt, it's the same day. I shower, you should shower too. Kagurabachi, Samura's betrayal. I did not expect it. And I think that's what's scary about it, is that Samura is going to go around killing all the contracted sword bearers and then himself. And when he said how dangerous the sword bearers are, all I could think about was a page in volume 1, actually. In the beginning, the guy, I don't remember what his name was, but he was like one of the beginning villains, one of the beginning antagonists, nothing crazy, just like exposition stuff. He showed a glimpse of the war as a flashback, and that glimpse was devastating. It looked like the world was being destroyed as we see fit. And so I think that there's some truth to what Samura is saying, because in addition, who were they fighting? Who were they fighting that all enchanted sword users needed to be at the forefront in such a destructive manner? Something's afoot. Something is not adding up to my liking. And I want to understand what it is. And I'm thankful, because Kagurabachi, as much as people have been glazing it, made memes out of it, it does something. It does a lot of things right. You know? It it does a lot of things right. And I can't take that away from it. I can't take that away from that. Kagurabachi has done a lot of things right in its freshman year, and although it started off rocky for some, it was still amazing for me. And the fact of the matter is that it will remain amazing for me. But the point is that with Samura's betrayal, we have a bunch of death flags. One, Hakuri's death. He just keeps overusing his powers, and at some point he is going to meet his demise because of that overusage. And once we don't have Hakuri, which is like basically a cheat code, I don't know. Nothing is at convenience anymore. Nothing is at our convenience. And that's an issue for the good guys, especially when Samura is on the other team now. And even Aruha said that Samura would not be beaten. So I want you to think about that. We have a swordsman who just betrayed us with an enchanted blade in their hand, and the person who was also a sword bearer basically said that nobody is going to beat him. Okay, I guess we're screwed. This is it. This is the final straw. But with Hakuri's death being on the line, on top of Aruha's death being also on the line, we have 2 death flags, but we have 1 enchanted blade that will now be utilized. Been in the wrong hands. And that's the one thing Chihiro's dad didn't want to happen. The blades cannot go in the hands that don't belong. They cannot be in the wrong hands. And we've seen it time and time again. Soho, mm, what a good villain. With Cloud Gouger, his interpretation of the blades was one thing. So I can only imagine. I can only imagine. So with that being said, it's kind of like, I don't know how to interpret it. But with that being said, I'm gonna move on to the next piece, which is Hirohiko's next move, as the Hashaku now have another enchanted blade user. How how do we have another one? And from that point onwards, what is the Hashaku's plan? What are they going to do with these blades, and how do they plan to rule the world? Or if anything, if they're striving for peace, and that's why Samura gave it up, what are we seeing here? And this is what I love about Kagurabachi. The world building is happening gradually, but at a rate, the pacing, love it. The ability to make us still feel interested and curious about, oh, what if this? Oh, are these things happening? Or what's the connection here? In the fact that the sword bearers, all of them are kind of mysterious in a sense, especially the Shunsui, the Shisui um, sword bearer that looks like he's in a prison. Who looks like instead of the sword possessing him, it looks like he possesses the sword. And how strong do you have to be to do that? His demeanor does not give that he's a regular guy at all. And that's something that we really have to talk about. He's not a regular guy at all. And that's something that concerns me because of how we saw Hakuri's dad, the Raikuzachi, use the blade in that time period, couldn't even handle it. All because he A, didn't have a contract, and B, the sword's power alone, off of having no contract, is insane. It's insane. So Kagurabachi will always be something I tune in for. And I think you should too. Let's just keep reading. Let's see what happens. Because I'm excited. I'm quite excited. And as them Kagurabachi volumes come out, yeah, they're mine. They're mine. They're going in the bookshelf. Y'all see the bookshelf. Let me point without trying to do too much. The bookshelf with all my manga volumes. Y'all see it. It's going in the bookshelf. It's going in the bookshelf. But I'm afraid to see what's going to happen. I don't want people to die, although Aruha and Hakuri would be big hits to the protagonist side of things. So let's just hope for the best. That's all we can do. Hope for the best.